Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently building ports. It's now saying that we are positive on convoys, but we're not very positive on convoys. Let's let the ports continue for the time being. There aren't that many of them more to be built, to be honest. There's like a page and a half of them, so that's not too bad. Actually, now it's about exactly a page. So, I mean, these ports in British Xiaozhou are going to take a while because they're pretty low construction efficiency, but I'm not too concerned about it. We've got plenty of tooling workshops that we're building in the background. In fact, a lot of tooling workshops. We're even building into the livestock ranches at this point. There's electric railways done. Okay. So that's a number of production methods that we just unlocked. So first off, we can definitely go to electric engines. This is going to absolutely skyrocket our electricity costs. That's for sure. We can also go to publicly traded for our motor industries for now, and we'll do that. No telephones for the time being. We'll definitely get to those. What else do we have in here? Well, we can go to rail log carts. Absolutely great. We can go to refrigerated rail cars for our fishing wharves and our whaling stations. We'll get both of those done. And then we can go to electric trains. Now the question is this actually worth it for us? That's a lot of not enough qualifications. That's a whole lot of not enough qualifications. Let's try it, and we'll see how bad it gets. I expect it to actually get pretty bad. So we're running an electricity input shortage of how much? A lot. A whole lot. Okay, so this is unsurprising. How much electricity do we generate per power plant? 50 per level. Okay, so we know that we're currently short by something like, well, actually, let me just run the math. 69.3K minus 27.8K. Plus 0.3 because I typoed it. Perfect. 42.1K is what we need. So let me multiply that by 1,000 and then divide that by 50. 842 levels. Okay, that's a lot of levels. That's a lot of levels. I think we should consider bumping our railway back to steam trains. And we'll bump up to electric trains later, perhaps once we manage to get our power plants onto coal-fired plants. We need the steam turbine for that, and of course, that will come in after this nitrogen fixation. So that's predicted to finish in 22 months. We'll do that for now, and I think that's definitely the way to go here. Beautiful. So that'll be okay. We're going to finish up all of this nonsense quite quickly. This is not going to take very long to build all of these things, right? So it's mostly just our ports in British Xiaozhou that's going to take a while. Everything else is going to be worked through quite swiftly, with the possible exception of these expansion of tooling workshops in Hale. But pretty much everything else should be pretty good, and we'll work through that quite quickly. We've got 276 weeks in our construction queue here. I would prefer not to add things to the construction queue too much at this juncture. I want to work through this number here. We're at 10,092 right now. There's a Hijazi proletarian revolt against us. That is a lot of fronts. Okay. Let's just send Bartholomew Leslie down over here. I don't think we'll need to worry about any of these other fronts. It should be completely fine. So we've got some market access issues. This is not shocking. I would like to think about some railway growth here. Yeah, we're going to need some of this. This is unsurprising. So we're going to put in something like this. So this is going to need to be like 6-ish. This should be fine at 6 as well, but I guess we're building 7. We'll build, I guess, 9 here? I'm not counting these, apparently. Okay, we're building 11 here. We know that we're going to need like 14, 15 in Derazor. So that'll be fine for now. We'll get all of those railways under construction. I know I said I didn't really want to expand our construction queue all that much, and that's still true. I don't want to, but these are necessary constructions. So we're going to get those underway. Our ports in British Xiaozhou are going to be done soon enough. Our tooling workshops are being worked on nicely. And we're still working on some of these livestock. Was that a government administration in there? Barracks and government administrations. Okay. So we're going to be through all that pretty soon, and then we're getting into all those ports. Interesting. We probably don't need to have all of these ports this high up in the queue. So I'm going to move a bunch of these ports down because we really don't need them here. So we're going to get these moved down to the bottom of the queue for right now. I don't know how many ports there are here, and yeah, I see there's another diplomatic play being started against us. But we're just going to move all of these ports right on down, and we'll deal with that other diplomatic play pretty soon. Actually, we should send... Yeah, Zeppelins have been unlocked. That's fine. We should send Herbert Kitchener off over here since we have a 100% disadvantage. And where is that other diplomatic play? There's a number of them off over here. Okay. We can certainly send, say, Frederick Balfour out over here. And then we could send Philip Shepard over this way. That should be fine for now. Okay, now I wanted to continue working on these ports here. We should probably be paused at this point since we're actually actively working on these ports at this juncture. So let's get these moved on down. I don't feel like we need these ports completed at this moment. We've got plenty of convoys, so I'm not concerned about that. So then we've got these government administrations. We've got a few additional ports down here that we'd be happy to get through. Some government administrations and barracks. We're probably going to think about canceling a lot of those government administrations. I don't think they're really necessary. As long as we've not put work into them, I'm probably going to cancel them here. So let's get all of these ports moved down. We should be done with the ports pretty soon, I would think. Eventually. Windward Coast, Senegal, Guinea. Yeah, we should be done with these pretty soon. There's apparently a lot of them. Well, here's some barracks. Okay, and more ports. Beautiful. We're happy to build the barracks right now, I think, but we're not so happy to be building all of these ports. That's for sure. So down they go, and I strongly suspect that we're not going to be getting additional barracks next. We're going to be getting more raw resources, I think. That would be the hope anyway. Okay, this is starting to get ridiculous on the number of ports here. Well, here's a few more barracks and a couple more ports. I moved one barracks down there. Hi, more ports. Okay, more ports. Beautiful. We must be getting really close to being done with these ports. Like, really close. Right? Maybe. Yep, that's a hard maybe on that one. Well, here's some more barracks. And additional ports here. Man, I really didn't think that there would be this many ports here. That's a lot. No doubt about that. I mean, we don't want to build these right now. Okay, here's barracks and additional ports. I don't recall queuing up barracks and ports separately. That's the weird thing here. I don't recall doing that. Okay, here's more barracks and a few more ports. Interesting. Government administrations, these can definitely be canceled. We're not too concerned about those. This one can be kept around. This power plant can be canceled for now. And actually, we can move this government administration up. I want to come back over this direction and cancel these government administrations. This one can be built. That's fine. We have progress in it already. Are we done with ports? I'm going to call that done with ports. Okay, so that's absolutely great. I'm very delighted that we're no longer moving ports. That was insane. And we're going to get these railways eventually done. And these ports as well. So this is all looking good. I'm not too concerned about that. These diplomatic plays up here are going to be mildly awkward for us. I want to actually see the status of these. Okay. These fronts are kind of hidden behind other things, which is awkward, but it's fine. I think that we are going to send Charles George Gordon out over to this front. There we go. We also got oil out over this way. Oil is indeed the future. And that's looking great. So we have 266 weeks of construction here, and that does include all of those ports. We're going to get tooling workshops done in Ulster. We're nearly done with our tooling workshops. That's great. And these wars are, of course, going to break out fairly soon. But we're not expecting too much trouble with them. It should be absolutely fine. How are we doing for our infamy? 75.5. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I also want to check in on how long we have on these tax cuts. 12 weeks on those. Okay. That's not bad at all. So that's absolutely wonderful. We're going to have our debt paid off fairly soon at this rate. And there's that war breaking out. No shockers there. 17 days until these guys arrive. That's a little sad. Yeah, they're definitely just a little bit late. But once they arrive there, it should be fine. These wars will break out eventually. We do have multiple wars being levied against us at this juncture. There we go. Now we have some forces that have arrived here. Perfect. Now we're pushing them back. Excellent. So that will be absolutely fine. No problem here. And these barracks will eventually finish. But it's going to be a while, and it's going to really start tearing into our finances eventually. So that's definitely going to be a thing. The war with the proletarian revolt has broken out. There's a lot of proletarian revolts going on right now. Okay. Well, this is going to be mopped up very shortly here, looks like. It's down to a singular front. No problem whatsoever there. We've got a few tooling workshops yet to go, and these railways are definitely progressing nicely. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about any of this. This seems completely okay, with the possible exception of this. But I think we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. So, this war is broken out. That's okay for now. Beautiful. So we've got all three of these wars going on. We do have, at this point, Herbert Kitchener, who could definitely come out over here. And that is indeed what we're going to do. Did he go to the wrong place? Hey, Herbert Kitchener, where are you going? I want you to go to specifically this front. There you go. Fantastic. So that should be fine. We're going to maybe have a few losses over there until he gets there, but that's not a concern. We're currently constructing how many pages simultaneously? 9 is the answer. Actually, it's more like 8. More like 8, but that's fine. A lot of barracks being built. I'm not going to move all of these barracks down, for the record. We're going to just tear through the barracks construction. We're making about 1 million per week right now. And we'll see what that's like after we get all these barracks built. That's going to be very interesting indeed. I have no idea what that's going to end up looking like. Especially when you consider we can actually build a lot more barracks if we really wanted to. Okay, so there's that liberal revolt dealt with. No problem. Most of our barracks are actually queued up here, but we could build a few more anyway. I don't think we need to, but we could. So yeah, we're going to build these very, very swiftly. We'll get that all done. And we'll see what our final balance ends up looking like. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Hey, there's a capitulation. Fantastic. I would like you guys to head on over to this front where literally no one is. Thank you. We'll get that taken care of. And at this point, the question is, how long until we're out of debt? And the answer to that is about 15 weeks or so. That's not bad. That is not bad. Ports in Khuzestan, huh? That must have been something that we missed in turning them down in terms of priority. That's fine. We're working exclusively on barracks right now. And as you can see here, we're down to 467 pages. The barracks are being worked through very, very quickly. That's to be expected. We've gone through almost 1,000 of them already. So we're going to be watching these numbers just absolutely soar. We do have 2.94 million unemployment right now. That is potentially an issue. And we'll need to solve that one. I do want to get that steam turbine as soon as we can. We're 13 months out on that, and these guys are going to be capitulating pretty shortly. Yeah, they have 252 reasons to accept a white peace. There we go. They capitulate. Fantastic. So all of our soldiers are sent home. No problem whatsoever there. And we're going to be focused for the next little while here on getting these barracks worked through in the queue. The barracks are the majority of the pages in this queue. So that'll be fine. And we're going to be finishing a lot of these each and every week. We just finished like 150. It's a lot. No doubt about that. There's a revolution in Indochina. We're getting to the point here where we probably don't really care too much about our notoriety as we watch this just skyrocket. We're up to 625 battalions now. It's getting insane. But we are definitely watching our income dwindle as this happens. We're not surprised by that at all. So we'll see what this ends up looking like. Our military is getting overbuilt, and we'll have to scale into this military a little bit. There's a lot of this. But that's okay. We should be relatively okay on this. Ish. We're going to go with ish. Okay-ish. Cool. We've got about 2 weeks here until we're done with our credit, so that's great. We'll be out of debt. But we're going to need to save up money here, I think. We've got a lot more of this. We've only worked through about 20% of our barracks that we have queued up. So that's going to take time. And a lot of it. Transvaal wants to enter a trade agreement? No thanks. How many pages of ports are there here? Actually, there's a barracks here that we may as well move up. How many pages of ports? Rather a lot. Okay. And then that's down to barracks. Sure. In that case, we don't actually have more resources queued up. So I would like to queue up more resources here. So we're going to do... This is going to be annoying because I want to put this at the head of the list, not the tail of the list. Yeah, I don't want to click it like this, to be honest. You know what? We'll just queue it up at the bottom of the list and we'll call it good. We'll get there soon enough. So I want to queue up all of these coal mines. And I want to queue up basically any raw resources that we can right now. I want to get our resources maxed out. And then after that, once that's finished, we can look at agriculture. And of course, we're also going to need a fair amount of infrastructure as we get all of this built. That's not shocking in the slightest. But we'll get all of this going here. Beautiful. Anything else that we can queue up? Well, I mean, lead mines. We'll get a few of those going. Emphasis on few. Not all that many lead mines currently available. Oil rigs. We've got a fair number of these that we can make. Beautiful. Sulfur mines. So this is like pass number 2 on getting all of our resources done, right? So rubber plantations are... We're going to be overkilling it on the rubber, I'm pretty sure. But we'll be needing more rubber. That'll be fine. What else do we need here? Well, that looks like almost it. Here in Rift Valley, we can get some. Fishing wharves. Beautiful. So, I mean, driving the price of food down is not bad. And then we can get some agriculture going as soon as we're done with all of this. No whaling stations to queue up. I'm not shocked about that one. Okay. So something like that. Beautiful. That'll do for now. And we can then start to think about agriculture. So, what is most expensive right now? Dye? Hmm, 1.34. I mean, opium would be ideal, but we're maxed on opium, obviously. We should probably build some silk plantations in Tabriz. Sugar is 1.29, 1.4 on tea. So I think we'll build in a bunch of tea here. Where we can. There's only so many places we can build tea, of course. So something kind of like that for now. Then we could do, say, tobacco, 1.25. So actually dye would be the way to go. Niger Delta and Sistan. There we go. Then we would go for tobacco. Get these cash crops underway here. And then we just hope we don't run out of food. That would be awkward, but we'll definitely do it like this. This will be fine. We'll get some sugar plantations going on here, and then we need millet farms. Okay, we get some of those. And then livestock ranches. And that should be basically all of our arable land. Now, not all of this is actually going to be built because we do have private construction, and that will use up some arable land. So not all of this is actually going to be a thing, but we'll just get it all queued for now, just so that we don't have any of this that that's just sitting empty, right? That's the goal here. We don't want to have things sitting empty. So there we go. We're going to be making a lot of barracks. No doubt about that. Oh, we find ourselves at a very awkward point in the pages. It's technically fastest to go this way, but yikes. That's going to be a bit. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a lot. We've got another 100 pages to go through here before we get back to page 1. This is why I want to have shortcuts to the first and last page. Or even just the first page, because you can just click previous page to go to the last page. That'd be very nice to have. Unfortunately, we do not currently have that. So I want to check in on how prices of things are doing. And of course, we're building these coal mines first. But we also have all these barracks going on. So how are prices going? We have an electricity shortage and automobiles are considered expensive. Okay, so let's deal with some power plants first. Here in Kasai, it's minus construction efficiency. I'd like to build it in like Midlands, actually. Yeah, this seems fine. So we're gonna build, and actually not in Volta, get rid of that. Wait, yeah, there we go. So here in Midlands, let's bring this up to 51. There we go. How is it in Zanzibar? Minus 17.8. I guess we can bring that to 51 as well, since there's already one being built there. That'll be fine. I'm completely okay with getting more power generation going here. Cool. So next up, what do we want to do? Well, we want to get a motor industry going, and specifically, we want to get the one that is producing... Yorkshire is producing automobiles? Okay, so we'll move home counties over to also being automobile production. There we go. That does the trick. Phenomenal. So market access is still going to be a potential issue. Let's check in on our infrastructure. Yeah, we're going to need some more here. Cool. We'll get all of these going. And from here, we know that we need 2 here. We know that we need at least 2 here. We need at least 3. We need closer to 4 here. This is going to be like 5. Also 5-ish. 5. And then this would be around 7. And then this is going to end up being like 11. I guess 12 works. So we can see that we're barely turning a profit right now. Goods for military buildings is a lot of it. We're not shocked about this. With all of these barracks being built, yeah, that's deeply unsurprising that our military budgets are absolutely ballooning. So, I mean, realistically, I would absolutely love to do some cancellations here. This is going to be a lot, though. Like, a ludicrous amount of cancellations. There's probably a better way to do this. Yes, there is. We can go into British Somaliland. So we go in here and we sort like this, right? So any of these that we have not yet started construction on, I'm just going to cancel all 10 levels. Like that. Beautiful. So, even that's going to be mildly tedious, but we can certainly cancel a lot of these this way. That's certainly a lot faster than just clicking the button a billion times. That's a good sign. I don't think we need to have anywhere near this level of expansion, and our economy really can't support it either. So there's a lot of these that do need to be canceled. A whole lot of them. Here in British Somaliland, we'll do something like that. And yeah, any of these that we've not started the construction on, we're just going to cancel them. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scrolling involved in this process, which I don't love. But I guess that's okay. It is about time to put a cut in here. So I could put a cut in and just go through the rest of these off camera, and that's probably not a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are certainly going to have all of these canceled. We're not going to expand our military to this level. This would be a crazy level to expand the military to. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. There's a lot of these to cancel, no doubt about that.